G'day, welcome back to Campertrailering. I've now had my Grand Duke for 2 years, so it's time to give you a review. The good, the bad and the ugly. Its towability, fuel consumption of my tow vehicle, various setups, some modifications. In general, forward fold campers are one of the most versatile camper trailers on the market, which can take you from the high country to the great outback and beyond.
Okay, so I'm just going to check my indicators and lights before I hook up to the camper. Because I've got the Wi-Fi unit, I will turn the lights on. You should see the lights come on the back of the trailer. Go. Number plate light on. Stop lights on. Press the brake. You can see the brake lights coming on. That's good. I'll now check my right hand indicator. Yep, all good. Left hand indicator, all good. And that's all done through the Wi-Fi system.
Step 1. Undo the clip securing the boat rack. Remove the latch pins from the rear of the boat rack. Swing the hinge arm out and reattach at the lower connection point. With the boat rack now out of the way, we can proceed to put up the camper. Remove flip over hood pins, disengage latches. If using the front winch to put up the camper, attach winch hook. Cottontail marks the length. Gently lift the camper edge up by hand before starting to hand winch. You could push it over by hand if you so desire. Whilst winching it over is an option, I always use this front winch when I'm closing the camper, as I can control its rate of descent and make sure that all canvas is tucked in nicely. Make sure no canvas is trapped in this hinge joint. Make sure your zips open to allow air to come out. Slowly lower the camper and tuck in as you go. At this point, I generally bring the rear winch into action, just hook it onto the pole and then just bring it down enough so that you can easily engage the first clip. Engage the first clip on both sides of the camper. This should bring the rest of the camper down enough to engage the second and third line of clips without use of winch. For an overnight stay, I only put up main camper section by extending the inner quick release poles and stabiliser poles. The verandas could also be put up. The windows also have a fine insect mesh, and behind that another canvas zip down flap. This 100 litre companion FlexiZone fridge freezer has battery protection and eco modes and has performed extremely well in the past 2 years. And yes, I still haven't taken off that plastic protection film. This slide out stainless steel kitchen has a sink with a hot cold water fix mixer tap and a pop up sink plug, a 4-burner stove with windshields, cutlery drawer, sink drawer and an extendable preparation area. Queen size inner spring mattress with topper, dimmable LED lights on quick release extension poles, storage pouch, roof and end quick release stabiliser poles. The dining area, a leatherette lounge with drop down table, LED dimmable lights on the side poles, zippable canvas windows, quick release roof stabilising poles, wood grain panelling. AM FM entertainment unit with remote and twin marine grade external speakers. 12 volt USB and Merit cigar sockets. By collapsing the drop down table and placing a leatherette cushion into place, this provides a bedding zone for small children. Adding the small extension panel and reorganising cushions provides a sleeping zone for children up to 1.5 metres in height. By upgrading panel supports and making another drop-in panel, the sleeping length has now been extended to 2 metres while still keeping the footwell and switch panel area clear. Underneath the lounge cushions are lift-up lids which give access to several compartments. One where I store the welcome pack, the 2 100 ampere AGM batteries, the slide-out kitchen, projector charger and storage areas. When putting up the front annex, I first put in the number 1 quick release extend poles. Then I attach the annex roof by zipping and velcroing the joints together. The annex poles can then be extended to length and velcro clipped to annex. The raw con connector poles are for the front of the annex. Start by attaching the centre pole, then extend arms to corner and annex poles. Once connected, extend pole heights and secure with hooks. Take expected weather conditions into account when affixing guy ropes to your annex. If you intend to use the annex as a sleeping zone or intend to put up sidewalls, put skirt up first. The camper skirt is poorly designed and ill-fitting. An example of one size trailer skirt does not fit all and needs to be fully closed to keep pests out. Putting up the left side wall enables you to put up the shower annex. This could also be used as a toilet, change room or storage area. This shower annex has a spot for a shower head, a place to store your soap or utensils. It also has zip and roll down windows so you can dry and air your tent after a shower. The front and right hand side annex wall can also be zippered and velcroed into place if desired. A solar panel is used to help recharge the batteries in an off-grid situation. A dune four-wheel drive awning is attached to the boat rack to provide shade, or has a pop-up shower and even a secondary pop-up toilet. The hot water service can be fitted to the front or rear of the camper to service the kitchen and shower at once. When mounting the hot water service at the rear of the camper, I utilise the boat rack, but you could still use the stand. These are the rear gas and water plumbing required for shower and kitchen. The Grand Duke has 2 water pumps, one services the front tank, one the rear. A 15 amp 240 volt inlet point with a RCD trip switch has been fitted. Water tank gauges, battery level indicator, main power switches and 40 amp trip switch. Front and rear water tank fill points are key locked. Turn the key, not the cap. An annex pole storage compartment and large slide out drawer, a fire extinguisher and annex storage compartment. Twin gas cylinders and jerry cans are housed behind the stone and mesh guards. The inferior jockey wheel that came with the camper has been removed and replaced with a heavy-duty XO 750 arc jockey wheel. Fridge compartment and pantry compartment with 2 drawers. An Anderson connection, a Merit plug connection, the light switch and extractor fan switch, and also a trip switch. On the right hand side of the fridge there's also another Anderson plug, a drop down table with USB charging point and 2 cigar Merit sockets. Next to the drop down table is a 240 volt 10 amp outlet. Cigar Merit socket, 2 water pump on buttons, the LED light cables point and 2 water connection points. Under the camper we have 4 stabiliser legs, 120 litre and 40 litre stainless steel water tanks, 2 independent dual shock single coil trailing arm suspensions, rear recovery points with rated shackles, a bike rack mounting point. The projector charger connected to the 10 amp 240 volt outlet is charging the camper's batteries and has an inline fuse. The annex floor is velcroed to the annex wall. The floor of the shower annex is also velcroed to the walls. I have installed a Wi-Fi anti-theft system with GPS tracking, wireless towing interface and transferable Wi-Fi electric brake controlling unit. The braking system is calibrated on level ground. When descending hills, the unit automatically and proportionally increases the braking on the camper allowing you to focus on driving rather than fumbling with a manual controller. To install the Wi-Fi sender unit, a 12-pin flat socket correctly wired should be installed on your tow vehicle. Fuel consumption for my 2016 LSX Holden Colorado dual cab whilst towing the camper has been, on relatively flat and undulating country, 10 to 12 litres per 100. On moderate hills, like the Adelaide Hills, 12 to 14 litres per 100. In Victorian high country and the snowy mountains, 14 to 16 litres per 100. The trailer tows well, does not deviate or sway at highway speeds. The wheel alignment is good and tyre wear is minimal. Brakes. Initially the brakes were incorrectly adjusted, with one side braking harder than the other. This was fixed by Goldfield campers and no further issues have arisen. Mirrors. If the camper is used without the boat rack fitted, no extended mirrors are required. With the boat rack fitted, the right hand side mirror view is restricted and I use extended mirror on that side only. Tow hitch. Prior to purchase I had the inferior polyblock style hitch replaced with a DO35 Cruisermaster hitch, which has performed very well. Jockey wheel. The jockey wheel which came with the camper was, in short, disgustingly inappropriate, and on numerous occasions I had to resort to using a high lift jack to attach and detach the camper. I remedied this by having an XO750 Extreme off-road jockey wheel with multiple adjustment points fitted. This jockey wheel has performed well. Gas connection. Initially the camper only had a bayonet style fitting near the kitchen. To supply gas to the hot water service and kitchen at once, the two cylinders had to be connected. This has been remedied by fitting a secondary gas bayonet fitting. Hot water. The hot water plumbing system in the camper was restricted to either shower or kitchen, not both. This has now been changed to enable use of shower or kitchen without disconnection and reconnection. The tropical roof aids in reducing heat by shading camper roof and allowing airflow. However, if high winds are expected, consider removing the tropical roof and or set up behind a windbreak. Sleeping zone. The custom Queen inner spring mattress is good, however this has been improved by using a mattress topper. The annex and camper canvas, the secondary sleeping zone, initially only catered for small children. By strengthening and extending the drop-in panel supports, the camper is now a true 4-adult berth camper. Most campers, hybrids and caravans are built in China or have many Chinese components, and final installation and wiring and gas plumbing is done in Australia. Some manufacturers do quality control and even replace some components with higher quality parts. Some offer in-house repair and maintenance and after-sales service and warranties. Some do not, and after purchase will not provide any assistance. If a manufacturer/assembler does not provide maintenance and after-sales service, why should you buy a camper from them? So go now, don't leave it till later. Explore our beautiful country whilst you're still able to enjoy it. Please support our channel by subscribing. It costs nothing, but does give us some encouragement to continue.